So what you guys are looking at right here is my brand new fishing kayak. Well, at least it's new to me. That cost $1,200 that I only paid $150 for. What is going on, guys? Ryan from Livin here, and welcome back to another video. I know I did a kayak walkthrough of my previous fishing kayak not that long ago, which I still have, but I couldn't pass up this opportunity when I saw on Craigslist this awesome fishing kayak for just $150. And I'm gonna show you guys around this kayak, some changes I'm gonna make, some things about it because it's not brand new and it has some issues that I have to solve. And yeah, we're gonna show you around this new kayak. So I figured since we do all of our boat walkthroughs starting up in the bow, we'll start up in the bow of the kayak as well. So if you guys look up here, we have our handle that you'll find on all kayaks so that you can lift it. And then we have a hook up here that I'm not exactly sure what the previous owner used this hook for. I honestly have no idea what I would be using that for. We got a nice bungee set up over here. I'd probably put my life jacket or something up here, as I usually put my life jacket up in the front, or I could put anything else that I want to fit under this bungee. Now over here we have a storage compartment. Now it opens up and it's pretty deep inside. I'm not sure. And assuming it's not going to be watertight, I don't know everything about this kayak yet. That's the great thing, is I'm going to figure it out kind of as I go. But I'm assuming it's not going to be watertight, as there are other watertight compartments in here. But this will be great for storage for any of my tackle needs and everything. And as you guys can see, this area is ginormous. So I'll be able to fit all of my tackle, my fishing tackle and stuff. And if I'm going snorkeling off the kayak and stuff, I'll be able to fit all of my gear inside here without any problems. All right, so now we're taking a look at the middle of the kayak here. So we'll start up here in the front. This is a Scotty's mount right here, and it doesn't have the pole holder mount. So what I believe this is right here is a 360-degree swiveling pole holder mount, but unfortunately the rod holder part of it is missing. So I'm gonna find out online if I can buy that separately or if I'm just gonna have to buy a whole new mount, but it is nice that they have this right in the center of the kayak. And right over here, we have a nice little cup holder, completely out of the way. One of the problems I had with my last kayak was my cup holder was kind of like over here, and every time I'd be paddling, I'd hit into it. So it'd be nice, it'll be a little bit more out of the way. We also have two drain plugs up here in the front because this is a sit-on-top kayak, so it does drain, which is the main reason why I wanted to switch from a sit-inside kayak to a sit-on-top kayak, is that if I flip it over in the water or if I want to hop off the kayak, if it's sit-inside kayak, there's no way to drain the water out unless you have a bilge pump or something like that, or a manual bilge. That's the only way you'll be able to get water out of a sit-inside kayak, as the sit-on-top kayak like this one has drains everywhere. So you got two drains here. These are plugged over here, but these are two more drain plugs over here. There's more drain plugs in the back as we get to there. We have our foot pedals, our adjustables to your height. So you sit down over here, you put your feet up against here, very convenient. Along with these two hooks on here, which I love the eye hooks on the kayak. I added two to my other kayak. I love to clip things on there, my phone on there, my pliers on there, anything like that. I love these eye hooks. There's two more over here. Tons of things that I could just clip onto there. There's a bungee right here, and to be honest, I'm not exactly sure what this is used for. It's also pretty much completely dry rotted out. It has no bungee left to it, so I'm probably just gonna end up taking that out. As I said before, these are drain plugs right here, so that's very convenient. Right here, something I really love is we have some dry storage. You open this up, this whole thing is actually removable, but it's just a little bag and it's going to be completely watertight. You're not going to have to worry about getting, I'll be able to put my phone in here, my extra GoPro batteries and that kind of stuff that I don't want to get wet. Very convenient. There's a compartment like that on this kayak. All right, so the biggest problem with this kayak as it sits right now is going to be by far the seat situation. One of my biggest problems with my previous kayak was that at about the 4-hour mark of being on the kayak, my back would really start hurting me, and I pretty much just have to go in because it would be too much pain to continue out there on the kayak. This sit-on-top kayaks are notoriously more comfortable to be on than a sit-inside kayak, but the seat is actually missing from this kayak. So there's supposed to be a cushion that sits on the back here, and there's supposed to be something that's on the bottom here. And I'm assuming that's what this hook and this little eye thing are for. It's supposed to be for the seat to clip onto, but unfortunately the seat is not here. So I'm gonna have to figure out if I can order the seat that originally came with it, so replace it, or I'm gonna have to figure out a different seat solution, because sitting on just hard plastic like this is not gonna be much better than what I already have. but this seat does fold down. There are just 2 clips over here. I'm gonna have to change up this setup a little bit because it's a little bit broken. So you just unclip it like that, and then the seat actually folds down. It's pretty convenient, I guess, for traveling and stuff. It doesn't seem 100% necessary to me. This doesn't stick up very far, but I guess if you want to lay the kayak flat down on a bed or something like that, if I flip this over, the seat folding over is nice because then it could sit more flat on the ground. But other than that, you know, not that big of a deal for me. And this setup that they had over here to clip this thing on is kind of custom. And actually this, I think, is the one that it's supposed to be clipped onto. And this one over here is broken. So I will have to fix that or do something about this situation. Replace some of these carabiners, they're rusty. And yeah, not so good. Over here, it looks like we have some more plugs that lead, yep, to the bottom of the kayak. So we have 2 more drain plugs right here by the backrest over here. Also at the midship area, see if you guys can see it, we have a cleat over here, which is very nice addition. I'll be able to tie off the kayak onto a dock or something like that if I want to, or onto a piling and continue to fish. Nice little addition to have a cleat. And we also have 2 midship handles. This kayak is a little bit longer, so my previous kayak was 12 foot 7 inches. This one is 14 foot. Feels like it's extremely long, but it's a 14-foot kayak, so it's a little bit heavier. It's a heavy-duty kayak, and these additional handles here at the midship are very convenient because it is a heavier kayak to lug around. Now, taking a look over here, this is something I added to my last kayak. This is a kayak paddle holder, very convenient, and since we're talking about it, we have my kayak paddle over here. Nothing's in the best condition here. I'm not sure how it's showing up on camera here because I know the pictures were a little deceiving when I went to go pick it up, but everything's just a little bit beat up. Maybe I'll replace the kayak paddle one day if it's not good, but these actually cushiony handles on the kayak paddle are very good. They're very comfortable to hold on to. And you just push in your kayak paddle just like that, completely out of the way. Absolutely love kayak paddle holders. You guys watched my last video of walking around my last kayak, you'll know that I said this is absolutely essential to have when you guys are kayak fishing. Now, if we look back here, we have 2 fishing pole holders right here and here. This one is plugged right now with something. I'm not really sure. I had trouble getting it out. Not sure why it's plugged. I'm sure I'm going to figure that out very soon. But we have 2 paddle holders, which makes, or sorry, 2 rod holders, which makes for a total of 3, or kind of 2.5 right now. We got the 2 here and then 1 Scotty one that's a half one in front, the 360 swiveling one. So once I get that fixed, we'll have 3 fishing pole holders, so it's going to be awesome. Right here we have a little compartment. It's a little access, I guess, if you want to do some modifications to the fishing pole holders, or I could see you using it as storage. It's not going to be dry storage, but you can use it to throw anything you don't mind getting wet in this compartment. Put that on just like that. Slide it down a little bit. Now we are at the stern of the kayak. Now we have 2 more drain plugs for this little area, which I really like the setup, how this is like a little concaved in here. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to use it for. I just like the fact that I could put something back here and I know it's kind of going to stay. And also if I get water in here, I got the 2 drain plugs I could pull out and the water will be able to drain right out from the kayak. And this is what, guys, why I really like the sit on top kayak, is because of all this drainage. And you know, when I'm out there, you know, when I was going to Boca Bash on my kayak, and, you know, going out in some, you know, rough intracoastal water, you know, if I took on water on my sit inside kayak, it was just going to progressively get worse and worse throughout the day. I think this is a little bit safer to have draining options on my kayak. Now we do have more bungees over here, and just like the other ones, these are pretty dry rotted and shot. So I'm probably going to replace all these bungees, so that way we start off with a nice fresh kayak here. And yeah, but we'll be able to bungee in whatever we want. Super convenient. And you know what I'm thinking, guys? I'm thinking when we try doing the 24-hour survival challenge again, we could slide the tent back here, and my sleeping bags, everything right here. Very convenient, tons of room. And moving on to the complete stern here, we have 1 handle over here, and we have the drain plug in the back, and there's this little rivet right here with 2 screws in the back. And I looked online, and this is actually, this kayak has an optional rudder that you could buy for the back. They didn't have the rudder on this one, but you could buy the rudder and I'll be able to put it on here if I want. It'll be able to help me keep myself a little bit more straight when I'm paddling. To me personally, if you don't have a pedal kayak, a rudder seems a little bit useless because you could just turn with the paddle a lot easier, or keep yourself straight with the paddle. I don't know, maybe it's something I'll consider for the future. Let me know if you guys want to see that in the comments down below. And this kayak, I forgot to tell you guys, is a Wilderness Systems Tarpon 140. So if you guys are interested in this exact kayak, you can find it online. They have their Wilderness Systems website. It looks like it's gonna be an awesome kayak. I can't wait to make tons of fishing videos on this kayak for you guys. And yeah, I can't wait to make some modifications and make this kayak my own. There were some Livin salty stickers and stuff like that on here. So if you guys want to see some videos of me modifying the kayak, please let me know down in the comments down below. And if you guys are looking forward to seeing more videos with this kayak, hit a like button on this video and consider subscribing down below. That way you guys stay notified for when those videos come out. And if you guys like this kind of video, make sure you check out my last walkthrough of my previous kayak that I still have. Don't worry, my $270 fishing kayak that I got brand new. And you guys can watch that video. It'll be right here on the left side of the screen. And yeah, until my next video, guys, remember to keep living salty.